So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and.
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
Like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Wilfred Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how
I
do you do
mean,
it? Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All
and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang,
bullets.
bang. Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. Happy, wonderful Wednesday, y'all. It's Wednesday morning. Time to wake your ass up. Hope you guys are having a good one out there. Today, I'm a little wiped out. I'm not gonna lie. It was a tough one to peel myself off the bed this morning. But nevertheless, I got up. You know what I mean? I got up. I did what I had to do this morning. Got my workout in, got my fitness right. You know what I'm saying? Got my stuff on point. But at the same time, I hated it. I literally was working out at 6 o'clock this morning and wondering, what the hell am I doing here? Literally, I had a moment like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, other than that, I'm happy to be up, awake, on this planet once again. Another day above this earth, or on top of this earth, is a blessing. Figgity facts all day long. Definitely comment down below and let me know if you're having a great morning. It is Wednesday. I know there's like heat waves going on in the East Coast. There's a lot of things like storms are going to be passing through the Midwest right now. I mean, I ain't a weatherman, but this is just what I saw on the news this morning. And, I hope you guys are staying dry or staying cool, or staying dry and cool at the same damn time right now. We got Jackie Buck and Tommy Boy, but Jackie Buck went off to get some coffee. I don't know. His perception of time is very interesting. When you go, hey, we got only like a minute left. He's like, okay, I'm going to get coffee. 7 hours later. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just playing. I'm just giving him shade because he's not here to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
Tommy Boy, how you doing, my brother? How you been?
I've been doing all right. Yesterday was another one of those kind of COVID lockdown days where not a lot was truly accomplished. Watched a lot of a show called Travel Man on Hulu. It's an English show hosted by Richard Ayoade. Oh. He's played Maurice Moss on the IT Crowd. But,
nice.
He goes and makes a weekend trip with a celebrity. So every show is a different celebrity going on a weekend vacation with him. Oh. Most of them are English celebrities, but I think Paul Rudd and John Hamm make appearances on the show. And it's fun. Kind of gives you that, a facsimile of the travel bug, I guess. Since we're all stuck at home and can't go anywhere. And most of the countries on that show have shut us out from visiting as Americans because of our COVID response. It's nice to watch TV and be like, oh, that's what all these countries look like that we're not allowed to go to
exactly.
anymore.
Oh, it's like, wow, remember that? It's like, oh, that looks pretty. One day, when we're able to do some stuff, you know what I mean? One day, it's really sad because right now, I was watching the morning news this morning before the show starts. I obviously I watch the news every morning before we get started, just so I can stay up to date and abreast of what's going on, because everything changes every 5 minutes. Clearly, welcome to 2020. You know what I'm saying? 2020 has been really, really weird. And like I said, every morning there's something new that's going down. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on in regards to China. There's some tension. There's new tension between China and America now due to a fire that went off at a place in Kentucky, if I'm correct. Is it Kentucky? I think it's Kentucky. Something like that. But anyway, we'll jump into that a little bit for sure. Obviously, Trump yesterday had he basically had a press conference in regards to what's going on in the, what is going on with COVID and the country with battling the coronavirus and all that. So we're going to be talking about that here very, very soon. And of course, we got to talk about, and, last night I talked about it briefly, and I kind of said, I wanted to take a little bit of a break talking about all these protests and all that are going on, but we can't shy away from the things that are going on in Portland, Oregon. The stuff is going down over there, y'all, and we got to talk about that as well. So we will be talking about that a little bit later on in the show or throughout the course of the show as well. And then we, of course, have some other, we're still on Kanye watch. You know what I'm saying? We straight up on Kanye watch still. So we definitely got to pull that up and talk about that because there's some interesting stuff that's been going on with that as well. So we will jump into that. But before we do that, I was just trying to kill time until Jack finally got his coffee in. Jack, how are you today? You get your coffee?
I'm about to have my coffee. I'll be so much better after this.
Oh, that's so fabulous. Wow.
It's one of those nights of falling asleep and then waking up in the morning, just sleeping a little weird on your neck and just feeling like it's earlier than it is and realizing, oh no, it's like an hour later than you thought it was. That's my day so far.
I definitely feel you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Especially the days when I feel you on that. Like even today for me this morning, it was more like I woke up at 3 and then I was constantly waking up almost every 10 minutes. Because you ever have that feeling where you feel like you're going to oversleep or sleep past a certain amount of time? You feel me? That's kind of what I deal with almost like once a week, where I just get, because these 5 o'clock sessions I'm doing, getting up and getting a workout in is tough. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm going to be real. I would do these workouts after the show or in the afternoon, but I'm also trying to be a motivator for my girlfriend. So it's one of those things where I could easily say, I really don't want to go work out, but then she won't. See what I'm saying? Like, she's got her own goals. Like, she wants to get in shape. She's got her own goals that she wants to do. She wants to lose some weight and all that. And I feel like she's depending on me to be up with her, doing those workouts with her. You see what I'm saying? And if I said, nah, I don't feel like going, she won't go. So I'm obligated to go to these morning workouts when I could easily just enjoy my sleep and work out in the afternoon, because that's where that's the best time for me. That's when I really get a good workout in, is in the afternoon. But I feel obligated. I feel that there's a responsibility, if you will, that I gotta get up at 5 in the morning and do this ish. You know what I'm saying?
That's real love.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that for anybody. Nobody. I don't care. It's like, oh, you need to go work out at 5 in the morning? Have fun. Go to bed.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to get that extra hour. I'm just going to get that extra hour.
Extra hour?
You know
like
what I'm
an
saying?
extra 4 or 5 hours after that.
Well, for me, we get up, we got to do the show. So I'm usually up, if I had a chance to sleep in a little bit more, 6:37, I'm up pretty much. I'm already ready to go. So I'm just like, all right, well, okay, I'm gonna do this. You see what I'm saying? Because even so, this morning, I'm telling you, this is what happened this morning. Oh my God. Okay, F it. I'm gonna say it. So this morning, we're I always have an alarm clock going off at 5 and one at 5:30. And for me, 5 o'clock is when I start to get up. Like start to wake up a little bit. I'm not like I'm not that guy where the alarm goes off and I'm like, beep, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to gradually get up. So once that alarm goes off at 5, I know I got 30 minutes to kind of maybe do a half nap in a way, half asleep type thing, because it's going to go off in 30 minutes, right? And it only takes me 2 seconds to throw on some clothes, brush my teeth, get in the car, and go, right? So the alarm goes off, and I knew this was going to happen. So she goes, literally, okay, so my alarm goes off at 5. I turn it off. I'm good. I'm like, all right, I got 29 minutes basically to just shut my eyes for a little bit more, right? And she's the type who has like snooze button on every single 5 minutes kind of thing. So it's always going off. Anyway, at one point it's 5:17 or something like that. And she literally rolls over and she goes, babe, it's 5:17 in the morning. And I go, I know. And I just roll back over. The reason why she said that is because she was trying to find a way to not go work out this morning. She was trying to turn to me and go, you know, it's already 5:17. Basically her way of saying, are you really trying to go work out? Are we really going to go do this? So 5:30, like it's 5:29, you know, my alarm hadn't even gone off yet. And I'm like, this girl better not be trying to find an excuse, you know, to not go today. We scheduled this thing. And if you cancel, they charge you $10. If you cancel within a certain, if you don't cancel within 4 hours, within the 4 hour, they give you a 4 hour window. If you don't cancel before that 4 hour window, they'll charge you $10. So I'm just like, nah, I ain't spending no $10 on that. You know what I mean? So I got up and I'm like, we going. Like, I just got up and started getting ready. I didn't even say nothing. And she's still laying in bed and I'm like, turned on the lights and just started, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, we gonna do this. You made me do this. You put me through this. You know what I mean? So anyway, yes, the things you do for love, right? The things you do for love.
Yep.
Anyway.
Very true.
Like I said, I would not, I mean, I've done the 5 o'clock in the morning workouts before, but those lasted only for a very short amount of time until I realized, why am I doing all this at 5 o'clock in the morning? And now I'm back at it again. So anyway, it makes a man tired.
Yeah. They got these magic pills that they sell on the internet, Pascal, that say that you can lose weight fast and gain muscle. Maybe you should try those out.
There's also things that it's liquid. It's like you could fill it into a syringe and then put it into your like hip area buttocks. The bodybuilders use it all the time. I forgot. They say they're not natural bodybuilders. I forgot what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, it makes it hard to get out of bed though because it makes you so large it's hard to roll over. So, you know. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But that's good. I'm glad that you guys are on a workout kick. You were doing those 2-a-days there for a while.
I still am, though.
So,
but that's funny. I'm still am. Yeah. So I still do 3 times out of the week. I'm still doing 2-a-days. So even if I'm doing, like even this afternoon, as soon as the show's over, I'm going to do a little bit of work. I'm going to the gym and I'm going to go lift. I mean, literally. I mean, I still do 2-a-days. It's just basically like 2-a-days 3 times a week, if that makes any sense, you know?
Yeah.
But then, you know, anytime that I'm doing, because the stuff that we're doing, you know, at 5 o'clock in the morning, the class is at 6 o'clock in the morning. So the 6 o'clock in the morning classes are just more functional training, a lot of, you know, it's very fast paced type stuff. There is not really any lifting involved. And so I have to still put in the lifting somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Or then you just become, in my personal opinion, become what people would say is very flat. Yeah, you lose weight, but then your muscle tone is gone. You have no muscle tone. And so the thing is trying to implement those things so that, you know, you still are, you know, you still got the buff going on, but you're getting cut at the same time. Yeah. So that's the thing that I've been having to do. So 3 times a week, I'm going in and working out with her in the morning, but then later on that afternoon, I'm still putting in the weightlifting time. You know what I'm saying? So it is a lot of, still a lot of work. But, you know, at the same time, you guys would know this if you guys follow me on Instagram. So go follow the show. Go follow the Pascal Show on Instagram. It's all there on the in my stories. So please go on Instagram, the Pascal Show, one word, and follow me over there and check out the workouts that I'm doing over there. It's I'm always putting myself through hell. It's fun, ish. Not the fun part is the working out. The not fun, the torture to me is not the workouts. Those are terrible too, but it's getting up in the morning and having to do it. That's torture. That's where the real training comes. I'm serious.
It all sounds bad.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for your workout video to come out.
Yeah, you know what? Well, let me get right. Let me get where I need to get to physically, and then all day I will definitely.
See, that's the problem.
More than
Everyone
happy.
wants to see the progress to get to there, so they think that they can do it too.
But here's the thing. I'm down for putting out photos or videos of me working out, but I'm not about to do a workout regimen with my flabby ass out here. You know what I mean? Out in these streets. I'd rather be the product of hard work, what hard work looks like, doing those things rather than trying to do 15 burpees in one row and dying in the middle of it. You know what I mean? That's just me, though.
There's still a vacuum left by Richard Simmons, though. I mean, you could fill that.
Yeah, you know,
Right?
like, yes. There we go. Sweating with the oldies and stuff. All I
That's
need is a
right.
wig, and I'm just like, yes, 15 more reps. Let's go. You know what I mean? Hey.
That's right. Wear some short shorts.
Exactly.
Shorter short shorts.
Yeah, just, you know, just
Shortest.
keep rocking that
Short
stuff. Oh my God. You know, no, I'm good on it. I'm good. For right now, like I said, I need to get to.
All right.
No. All right. You were hoping for a miracle. But honestly, no. I'm, like I said, I have my own personal goals that I want to get to. I got to, you know, maybe 3 more months to get to where I want to get to. And then we can talk. You know what I'm saying? Come Halloween time, sure. We can entertain that idea if I'm there. Shoot, we got to speak it into existence when I'm there, you know? Yeah, I'm trying to get that Michael B. Jordan physique, you feel me? So, you know, it's a long journey. But anyway, I digress. Yes. Mr. Super just said, Pascal, come over and work on the farm with us. We'll get you in shape real quick. No kidding, man. Those farm boys are strong as ox. You know what I mean? They're it's no joke over there, man. Real talk. And I've done some farm work before, and yeah, there's a reason why I don't do it no more. That is a lot of work, and that's all in a day's just normal everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, man. But anyway, moving on. I'm glad everybody's doing okay. Comment down below for real. For some reason, links are clickable on the. Oh, okay. So we got to jump into a little bit of this conversation. Some of our top news stuff. You know, let's get into the Portland, Oregon protest, man. Tommy Boy, speak on this, man.
Yeah, I mean, for the past few days, federal agents have been in Portland to try and tamp down the protests there that have been going on since the George Floyd death happened. So, yeah, protests in Portland had been down to under 100 people protesting. Since Trump sent in the federal troops, they're now estimated at more than 1,000 people. So Trump is threatening to send federal troops into many American cities where protests are still happening, where violence continues to happen, including Chicago, Detroit. Obviously, Portland's already happened. But, you know, he's saying that the liberal leaders of these cities have kind of shirked their responsibility and let these protests get out of control. But, you know, if the test case for this was Portland, it's showing that it's not really going all that well. It's having the opposite effect. I mean, as I said, it was down to under 100 protesters before federal agents arrived. Now it's over 1,000. So, and there was an incident where a protester was shot in the head with a less than lethal round from a federal agent. There have been allegations that unmarked cars are showing up with secret police in them. Federal agents in camouflage are whisking people off the street, sometimes far away from where the actual protests are going on. I think last night somebody said something about proactive police measures to arrest people before they commit crimes, which I don't believe is legal. I mean, that's Minority Report kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like,
so,
how are you going to know they're going to do something if they haven't done it yet? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, unless you got Tom Cruise running out there just clicking
guys, just go ahead and put some crack in your pockets, and then when you arrest somebody, just throw some crack on the ground.
Exactly.
It'll be good.
Sprinkle some crack on the ground, it'll be fine. And that's also interesting too, because you heard about the thing that's going on in there was some I guess there was some there's some controversy going on in Illinois as well right now too. So it looks like Trump is trying to send out federal agents out to Illinois, and of course the governor of Illinois is basically saying hail to the gnaw. Like, he's trying to stir the pot. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, the what's going on in Portland is not great in regards to what's going on. I think that there could be, or there should be, different ways that we can handle the situations that are going on over there. But then again, I am not a whiz kid when it comes to those things on what is the right thing to do. And who is stirring what pot, right? Who's starting it? Is it just the presence of these federal agents that's causing things to go from 0 to 100 real quick? Or is it the other side, the other way around? Is it just, the federal agents stirring the pot themselves? There have been videos, we showed it on the show last night as well, where, or a news report that was covering where somebody was getting arrested by these federal agents and getting put into an unmarked van. And there's a lot of people going, what the heck is that? Where are they taking this guy? Why are they arresting this dude? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of speculations. There's a lot of questions that are starting to pop up and all that. And it's messed up. It's really, it's messed up,
Do you see?
So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
As I say, did you see the guy, the Navy veteran, that when confronted the federal officers in Portland, and he went up and was asking them what the constitutional, why they're not upholding their constitutional vows, and there was 6 guys around him. He just stood there with his arms by his side. He had a Navy sweater on, his Navy hat on. He's 56 or something like that. And he was standing there, and the guy with the baton just starts beating his arm, ended up breaking his hand in 2 spots. They sprayed him directly in the face with pepper spray. And it looked like 3 guys basically beating on him while he's standing there, and they didn't budge him. And so then finally he turned around from the pepper spray being directly unloaded into his face, literally from inches away.
So I saw a clip. I saw a small clip. Yeah. You're talking about the guy that was wearing the camo pants and the white shirt and the baseball cap, and the guy, one of the guys was beating his leg with a nightstick, and but they only show a small clip of it every single time I have seen a coverage of what's going on in Portland. Do we actually have the full video of that? And you're telling me that's a Navy, somebody who's in the Navy?
Yeah, Navy veteran. Yeah.
A Navy veteran. Wow. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. That's some crazy stuff. That's absolutely nuts.
See if I can find the video. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. I mean, no matter how many ways you look at it, what sucks about it is that there is no... these are the reasons why I've been so steering away from these little conversations that have been happening recently in regards to the protests, because the protests are still going on and they're going to continue going on. Federal agents, situation is really questionable. But, you know, that's why I throw it out to everyone else out here that's watching right now and listening. Comment down below and let us know what you think in regards to the federal agents being, you know, deployed, brought into Portland. They might be going out to Illinois here very, very soon. You know, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's the right idea? I'd like to know. Now, somebody on Periscope before Jack jumped in said feds have every right to do what they are doing. Real Portland taxpayers know. People are getting blindsided, or people are getting blinded. Think about the silent black communities in Portland where crime is spiking. So then when I said, well, from that video, that guy was arrested and put into an unmarked van, Mr. Parrish on Periscope said he was taken to safety so they could read his rights. That is, and then he was responding even more. Now, here's the thing. If they took him into an unmarked van so that they could read his rights, that doesn't make any sense. Because here it is. The video that I saw didn't look like there was a whole lot of chaos going on around him. So there was no real need to put him into a car to read him his rights. Seems like it doesn't seem like a very good excuse for reasons why they put him in an unmarked van. Now, I don't know what happened after that video was shot or what happened before that video was shot. All I know is the video that we saw that has been shown of that guy being arrested and put into an unmarked van. They could easily tell him his rights while they're putting him in the car. They could easily tell him his rights as they are arresting him, putting the handcuffs on him. You know, there's so many things that they could have done. So that, I don't know if that is a viable reason, personally. Michelle Smale says, tensions are always high in Portland because it is full of a bunch of liberal pockets with small but vocal pockets of right-wing conservatives.
So it's a diverse mix, just like every other
Exactly.
city.
I was going to say, isn't it like America? Just pockets of all types of different things as well. You know, there's... hold on real quick. Chris LaRose, what's up, Chris, says, Portland is a mess. 50 plus days of violent and non-violent protests. People are putting graffiti on buildings. Completely nuts. Hold on one second. There was another comment. I'm trying to find it in regards to the Navy vet. Hold on one second. I just had it and now it's gone. Navy vet was in a riot and they said, get the F out. This is a riot. And he was like, no. Now, I understand that piece too. But at the same time, it didn't seem like he was doing anything violent towards that guy. But at the same time, do we have the video? Do we have the clip?
Yeah, I sent you a link to
Excellent.
it. It's on a YouTube link, but it's a part of a news story thing. But
That's
if you
fine.
scrub just a little bit into it, you'll find it.
Okay.
I do want to point out that, like,
Shoot.
So a lot of people are asking, like, where are these officers coming from? Like, why are federal officers actually being deployed? But the officers that are out there are part of a new Department of Homeland Security unit made up of people from the U.S. Marshals Service and Customs and Border Protection.
Mm-hmm.
They've been deployed underneath an executive order protecting statues signed by Mr. Trump last month. So that order allows federal officers to be deployed without the permission of individual U.S. states. So this is circumventing U.S. states from being the ones that have to request for federal protection to come in, like when they call upon for the Coast Guard or something like that to come help. Like, it's at the request of the governor. It's not from the president. You typically going, oh, I'm sending these people to you. It's usually at the request of the governor to bring in federal agents. DHS is also planning to deploy some 150 agents to Chicago this week. And I know that the Chicago mayor responded and said she was concerned about them deploying to the city. and that she was talking to Portland's mayor on Sunday to get a sense of what's happened. We don't need federal agents without any insignia taking people off the streets and holding them, I think, unlawfully. So Oregon's attorney general has filed a lawsuit against the federal government for allegedly unlawfully detaining protesters and violating their constitutional rights of assembly and due process. So one of the big things that I saw just when you search for it is that saying that the occupation of America has begun. That's what people are putting out there. This is what a lot of people are viewing it as. Is that okay? We're not in a dictatorship, right? Oh, but now we have
secret police.
Secret police, and it's like okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, the
It's
way I
interesting.
look at this is just, Trump wants to be a wartime president. He realizes he can't really go to war with another country right now, so he's going to go to war with his own citizens. I mean, his whole thing now is law and order. That seems to be his campaign slogan at this point. It was going to be "Keep America Great Again," but then he totally bumbled the COVID response. So now it's law and order, even though, arguably Donald Trump is a career criminal who started a fraudulent charity and a fraudulent university and is pardoning all of his criminal friends, giving shout outs to just Ghislaine Maxwell. But yeah, this is all just campaign politics as far as I'm concerned. He's hoping that these protests go through the election. I think he thinks they're good for him.
Jenny H. also said something that I found interesting as well. Jenny H. says, Oregons are outraged over Trump's troops. I live 100 miles south of Portland, Oregon. The reports I'm receiving from my friends are extremely distressing. And that's somebody who's literally in the weeds, in the thick of it, right there on in Oregon and is a part of that and seeing all that. It's a very weird situation because I understand the need to bring order back if order is needed. If there's a call for order, if there's a question is that I leave up to you guys, what you think in regards to them deploying these secret agents, these secret, these federal agents that just came basically out of nowhere. Now, I understand that, as Mr. Parrish on Periscope said, these feds are wearing identification. Sure, they're wearing identification. Sure, without a doubt, I'm sure they are. But at the same time, they are just kind of coming out of nowhere, in a way. So anyway, it's just something interesting. We got to throw up this video real quick because I want to see this for myself. And this is nuts. Not made of steel. Navy vet recounts beating by Fed officers. This is interesting. All right, here we go.
This is the video that's capturing the nation's attention this weekend. Shot by Tribune reporter Zane Sparling, it shows Chris David, a Navy vet, being struck repeatedly by federal law enforcement officers outside the courthouse building.
I stood there with my hands down by my sides, and they just started wailing on me.
Chris said he'd taken the bus downtown to attend the protest and wanted to ask federal officers a specific question.
And I stood in the street in front of them, and I started asking them if they thought it was okay to violate their oath of Constitution.
Chris says one of the men shoved him backwards.
Where I lose balance and fall backwards a little bit and then plant myself. That's right when they start beating me. They kept hitting me with batons, and I think they decided that wasn't going to work, so they just 2 pepper spray hits. I think I took, and that ended that. That was not fun.
I believe that.
So I flipped them off, and then I walked to the corner of the park as best I could, and I was losing my vision, and I was just walking through a giant cloud of CS gas.
Chris said he sat on a park bench, and a field medic named Tav came to his rescue, guiding him to someone's car.
I couldn't see at all. I could just see sort of shapes. That's it. Just really, really vague shapes. Tath was trying to frantically get an ambulance to meet us there.
Chris says they were able to flag down EMTs, and he went to the hospital. He says his hand is fractured and will require surgery. He says since fellow grads from the academy and other vets have seen the video, they've been sending messages of support.
I got out after about 8 years as a lieutenant. All of these academy grads are reaching out. So, oh, class of 91 over here.
Lots of people are calling Chris a hero or the Superman of Portland online. This is what he had to say.
You know, they're playing me up as an Iron Man and a Superman, and that's not at all what I'm a 53-year-old overweight man on blood thinners, and I've got a lot of physical damage from my time in the military. I'm not made of steel at all.
Word, man. I gotta be honest. Dude is a beast. Because I'm telling you, one hit, I would have been walking after getting hit like that. I would have been out, bruh. I would have been chucking up the deuces and been out. Real talk. Now, it's crazy. You know, obviously that's his account. That is his side of the story. Anything's possible in regards to what those agents were thinking at that time. But obviously the man was just standing there. The man was just standing there, man. He wasn't doing nothing. So there's no reason for him to get hit like that. No reason for that at all. You know, fellas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see what federal, area that the naval officer and veteran was going and defacing or doing anything. If those federal agents are there to protect the federal ground and federal statues, it sure looks like they're kind of extending their welcome into doing other things as well. So, but that's just that, using that executive order to be able to send troops in without the state's say and circumventing, and then all of a sudden, oh, they're there to protect the statues, but they're also going to do this. Oh, and they're going to also do this, and also your mayor doesn't have to come to work today. We got it. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's definitely a slippery slope, but that guy is a beast, and to stand there and take a beating like that and just like stare them down. But what is that? 4 guys that were surrounding him, and to be pepper sprayed that closely in the face, like the deployment of the weapons that they use and the tactics that are being used, and then how, again, it goes back to training, that I guarantee you're not supposed to pepper spray somebody that is unarmed, that's standing there, not fighting, from 4 inches from their face.
Yeah.
Same thing with shooting like the rubber bullets. You're not supposed to aim it at their head. It's supposed to be aimed at the ground to bounce back up. Like it's not cool. It's just not cool.
Tom.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that guy has a lot more chutzpah than I have. There's no way I would be able to just sit there and get pepper sprayed and beaten like that. But, I guess we're going to see more of this. I mean, I guess this is, what Trump wants. I think he thinks this is good for him politically. So he's going to try and send his federal agents into all the Democrat-led cities and crack down on their protesters. And I guess we'll just see more of this. I think he thinks it's good for him in the election cycle. That's all I can think. He wants to posture himself as the law and order president. So
right, and then they've labeled all these protesters. The White House administration refers to them as anarchists.
Mm-hmm.
So now that they're no longer protesters and now they're labeled as anarchists, now the rights of a protester are gone because now you've been labeled something different. So, and that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah. It, I'm still processing everything. I don't know what to make of all of it. I know what that situation, just seeing at it face value, is not cool. I don't really like that. I hate that happened to that gentleman, especially, a Navy vet, someone who served this country. That's terrible. But at the same time, those guys, the federal agents, wouldn't know. They don't know. They just see everybody as one thing, and that's it. And anybody can wear a Navy sweatshirt and rock it. I'm just going to be straight funky on that. But at the same time, no matter what, that was a human being just standing there, non-violently, speaking and talking to them. There's no reason there was no reason for them to go at him like that at all, in my personal opinion. Regardless of anything, unless that guy was actually going after them, attacking them, getting up in their face, trying to fight them, I can understand that stuff. But nah, I just there's something about it that just doesn't seem right at all. It's just terrible.
Now there's a whole bunch of moms that have banded together.
Yep.
And
yes,
they are providing their bodies.
Yep.
Wall of moms.
The wall of moms. See now, and I'm wondering. These are the moments when I start going, okay, where are we? What are we? Ah, man, I don't want to. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I really am not. But I'm like, what is it? What's getting accomplished here? What's getting accomplished here, guys?
We're exposing the lack of training, the lack of humanity, and lack of, care of due process from the federal government. Oh, wait, that's already been exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope some change, some actual change is able to come about it, but I don't know, the demands that have been set out, who's going to make those changes, the Oregon mayor, or the Oregon governor, the Portland mayor, who's going to actually make changes that are going to happen there that will make, I guess voting and will help, and it's going to draw more people out to vote, maybe, if they're able to vote, if their polling place isn't shut down.
It's funny because Jenny H just said something that I found very interesting. She just said, this is from Jenny H. Thank you so much for the comment, Jenny. She says the rumor is Trump plans to station federal troops outside polling stations throughout the United States. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that became the situation. Let's keep it real, guys. Let's think about it. The things that are happening right now, in the streets right now, if it continues to go on until voting day, election day, if all this stuff does not start to subside or slow down a little bit, hell yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. Because you know for a fact that there'll be protesting at every single poll, or at least demonstrations of some sort, or he would maybe be worried about things getting, people getting forced to sway their votes. You never know. He might be thinking way outside the box and thinking, oh my God, you get enough people to be, if you get an angry group of people, that could sway my vote. That could sway somebody from actually walking in and voting for me, because out of fear, So these federal agents, these federal troops, we might be seeing those guys for a while. If things continue to go the way they're going. Now, I wish, I wish there was a way that we can get what we need to do, we can get our voices heard without it going to going down the road that is going right now. I wish there was a way that we could find something that could, we could find a happy medium of some sort. I don't know, man. Obviously I am not I don't have all the answers here, but it just doesn't make any sense that this stuff is still continuing to happen. It's still going on. And I'm wondering at this point now, what is being accomplished? Yes, people are coming together. That's great. Unifying in unity after a cause. But now it's getting to the point where I'm like, I feel like the cause is lost. Now we're just getting photos, and we talked about it last night too. Now we're just getting photos of yoga instructors doing yoga poses butt ass naked. Like, I feel like the cause, the goal, the focus is gone. It's completely not unfocused now. It's like we completely lost what we were aiming at, what the target was. Where's this going, guys? Where's this going? Wall of moms? Like, okay, what do they stand for? Why? Why are they here? What are they going to do? Stand around? They're going to go in front of those federal agents like that? We're going to get more and more people hurt, more and more people injured. Wall of moms, like, like, what is the purpose of it, man? If there is no focus, then it starts looking a certain way, and then the rest of the country starts sitting there going, "See, BLM, they don't have a point. They don't even know what they're doing. Yeah, there are anarchists, Antifa, blah. Do you know that they were founded by with Marxist values?" I mean, it's like we need to start focusing, and there's no focus, none. That's why I haven't talked about it anymore, because it's like, where is it going? You know, before there was focus. Now it's just butt-ass naked yoga instructors and freaking wall of moms. What the what? Why aren't we getting the local officials to sit down and have a conversation so we can fix things? Why are people getting hit? Why are they bringing in the federal agents? We need to refocus. We need to regroup and focus and figure out what it is that we're doing. George Floyd is gone. Like, the whole purpose of this is gone, guys. Completely gone. Do you remember there was a guy named George Floyd? 8 minutes and 46 seconds? I feel like everybody lost that. Now it's on some other ish. What the I don't know what to say anymore, man. Like, it's BS, man. Everyone needs to start focusing again. What's the common denominator, which we don't even remember what that is now? What's the common goal? What's the common purpose? I mean, I don't even hear people sitting there talking about approaching the situations in regards to the defunding the police issues or refunding the police or anything like that. Now we're just destroying murals, and we're just posing butt naked to go viral. What the heck is this? Where's the focus? It's shaking my damn head. I don't even know what else to say, man. You got something to say, guys? Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying what I'm saying. It just doesn't make any bloody sense anymore. The focus is completely blurred. Completely.
Yeah.
You were saying, Jack, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people are seeing injustice, and so people are gathering together and wanting to support each other because of how things are being handled by the government. And people are trying to go and have those peaceful conversations and trying to have peaceful protests. There's obviously agitators that are across the country that are going to different places. There's agitators that are within the police department as well that are, that are starting confrontations that probably didn't need to start at some point in time. Having a authoritative presence there makes everything that much more on edge.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about the other day, I'm like, man, people are just starting to be picked up and taken away and drug off to places, and people don't know where they're at or like where they're going to be and talk to. It really reinforced the idea in my head again about why do we have private prisons in the U.S.? Like, that's again, the government sees people as money, as some dollar value that either contributes to society or takes away from it, right? And if Trump is all about cash, and he sees people that are ruining cities and ruining different monuments or statues, and he sees an opportunity to be in there to help out to stop that from happening, but now it's just gone past that point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, there's going to be I don't know. I don't feel like there's been a lot more death. Before, and maybe with no other change. I just don't know how change exactly is going to happen, because they can make laws and things like that and make some changes. But if the people that are still in the police departments are the same people, and the people that are still these federal agents that are going to place are going to still be the same people, like, you're not going to have any actual change that's happening on the ground immediately. I mean, we've been trying to have reform for a long time, and it's going to be years before we actually see true change.
Yeah.
Is that how long this stuff is all going to be happening at this intensity? I mean, this is 50 days of protesting in Oregon and in Portland. So, like, that's people being out there, they are dedicated. 50 days out in the weather. I mean, I can't. It's pretty intense. I hope that some common ground can be found. I just don't know. I'm on the same point with you, man. I don't know where the end goal is going to be and how we're going to get there.
Yeah. Tom?
Yeah, I'm for the protests in Portland. Have been. Portland has a long history of protesting, and I think the wall of moms is there to protest the federal agents being sent in, just as we've been talking about. You send in secret police. They're protesting that. I don't think George Floyd is necessarily totally lost, but I do get your point on that. It does seem to get fuzzed out a little bit, with a lot of these protests. People will come with their own cause and, try and bring that to the table where it doesn't really belong. I can get that. I think it's a little frustrating to me too, because I do feel like, in these protests, it does seem like George Floyd has been forgotten about. Breonna Taylor's been forgotten about. Ahmaud Arbery's been. I mean, list goes on and on. It seems like that's getting fuzzed out a little bit. Now, whether that's the fault of the protesters or the fault of the media, I don't know. But I can understand your frustration with that. So.
See, now
I think for a lot of people those were the tipping points. Like that, like there was already the frustration, and then everybody was home from being quarantined, and then this type of stuff was still going on. I think for a lot of people it was a tipping point. I don't think that it's forgotten. I think that it's it's part of a cog in the larger wheel, and that's what it's gotten people really spinning. I mean, those incidents were just the top of it.
I think this, here it is. I understand that we do need to fight. Like, we do need to stand for something. We need to get our voices heard. And I do feel like there are a lot of people still feeling like their voices are not heard right now. Totally understand that. I just think that there needs to be a different approach. If it's not working one way, you try another way. If it starts to go in a certain direction where people start getting hurt, start getting killed, when it starts turning into the negative, there's got to be a way that we can step back for a second, recollect ourselves, readjust, and approach in a different way. If it's not working going down one route, you switch it up. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm not a big a football guy or anything, but if you use one strategy, one play for the entire game, they're eventually going to see that what your plan is, what the game plan is, and it won't work. You have to go back. You got to huddle up. You got to figure out a new plan, a new play, a new way to get the ball to the end zone. And right now, it feels like we're just playing the same damn play. We're running the ball the same way over and over and over again. And what is it doing? Not anything. To the point where, the media is talking about it to a certain extent. They're going, there's protests in Portland. Moving on, schools. Coronavirus looks like we're going to be half school is going to be in school and the other half is going to be learning virtually. You know what I mean? They don't give a damn. They moved on to other things. Even on that, it's just kind of like a talk, and then they move on. Now they're talking about the coronavirus and the pandemic, understandably so. But at the same time, the approach that we're doing right now seems like it's not working. So all of you people out there that are trying to protest, that are putting your foot down and wanting your voice heard, I get it. I'm with you. I'm totally with you. But I'm just asking, instead of us seeing moments where people are getting shot and killed or getting beaten unjustifiably, or butt-ass naked freaking yoga instructors spread eagle between protesters and federal agents, maybe we need to sit back down and refocus. Maybe we need to huddle up and figure out how we're going to run the ball from this point on, because it's not working this way. And then, you know, people are sitting here saying we're on the brink of a civil war. You know, we're on the brink of something that's going to get really bad. And I can see that too. But unfortunately, all this stuff that is stirring up right now is just stirring up all this malice and hate and negativity. And it's like I said, we should be able to get our points across as as protesters or as a movement or as a group of people in a much more diplomatic and civil manner. I understand that their unrest needs to happen, but I feel like we way past that point, y'all. Real talk. The unrest has been done. We've been doing that for weeks now. We get it. But it ain't working. Now we're bringing in other secret cops. You know what I'm saying? Federal agents coming out and just blasting people. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to shoot each other even more. That's the conversation I was trying to say earlier. There was a shooting at a funeral. 14 people were injured. Literally a random ass drive-by at a funeral, y'all. 14 people got shot. Now Trump is sitting here saying, oh, I'm going to bring the federal agents over to Chicago. I'm taking them into Chicago right now. The mayor's like, hell to the no. Why are you doing that? You're just going to cause unrest. See, when we start doing stuff over here in Portland, he's seeing it and he's going, hey, it's working. I think it's working. So I'm going to apply it to every other situation that's going on right now. So if there's any violence that goes on in Chicago, Kansas City, Detroit, New Jersey, it don't matter. I'm deploying those damn things, those damn guys. That's it. Like I said, we need to huddle up and figure this thing out and come up with a different approach. Because right now, all we're doing is I feel like right now things are just getting worse instead of getting better. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Hey, take off Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Power, respect. The festival is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their circles. Their loves are unique. All of us under surveillance. People surveillance that made it. Half of them stolen abroad and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
So what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
You're gonna perform
I'm sorry,
tonight.
I can't make this interview boring because this
No, it's
man
not
is
boring.
too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood, we inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And like I always say, if this is your first time checking out the show, go hit that subscribe button on our channel. That would really mean a lot. And of course, hit that like button underneath if you're enjoying the conversation and all that. You know, we try to keep this show kind of as much as we can. We try to find a balance, you know, at least talk about things and try to let's just say that, to find to look at both sides of the fence, you know, both sides of the coin. And there's no right answer to all this. Our world is really, really crazy right now. This is the weirdest year I think anybody's ever had. This year, 2020 has been jacked up, y'all. Really, really jacked up. And there's been a lot of other things that have been going on. Well, first, before I go into anything, it looks like the video might be out of sync a little bit. I don't know yet. I'm gonna listen to it really quick. Before I go into anything, it looks like the video might be out of sync.
Yes,
Yep. It is very much out of sync. Gotta love YouTube from time to time. It does these things because my internet is very, very solid right now. But I appreciate everybody if they're just listening at least and just trying to hear everything. This sucks. I hate when this happens. This is like the third time this has happened on the show. Literally, it's so weird. I hate it. I hates it.
Welcome to Pascal's bad lip syncing.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta love that, man, right?
Can you just do some singing real quick? Just something, a little ditty. Then we can just see your voice just completely off.
Let's see. Ooh, I don't know. What should I say? What should I sing randomly right now?
Sing. A little ditty.
A little ditty. A little ditty. That's it. There it is. Just some throwback of like some random 1920s something. Hello, my honey. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. And then now it's going to be completely off. Anyway.
Wow.
Off.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, of course it is totally off. But anyway, so moving on, we got to go into this other piece of information and other conversations as well. So Trump had a recent update in regards to a slew of different things recently. And so we're going to talk about these things. Let's throw it over to Tommy Boy. Speak on it, brother.
Yeah, Trump held his first COVID press conference in quite a long time yesterday. His tone on it has changed substantially since the last time he had held one of these. He's now saying that the coronavirus is going to get worse before it gets better. And he said that people should wear masks because they have an impact on the transmission of the disease. He also admonished young people against crowding bars and spreading the disease. So it sounds like he's finally coming over to the reasonable side of the argument, which is, hey, maybe we shouldn't just go and pretend like this isn't happening.
Very interesting, though, because I wonder what's going to happen. Will it mean that all the videos that have been going out there in regards to Costco Kevins and all that, because there's been videos like a mug of people just losing their minds, angrily protesting against wearing masks. There still are people standing outside of buildings and stuff, holding up, basically saying my body, my choice, so on and so forth in regards to being a anti-masker. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen because obviously Trump was very much against wearing a mask. Now he's kind of saying, hey guys, we need to really start wearing the mask. So I wonder if all the people that are Trump supporters are going to jump on that same bandwagon with him. You know, since he changed his thoughts in regards to it, will everybody else change their thoughts on it as well and start to comply when it comes to just going into a Walgreens or a Sam's or a Costco or a grocery store?
Hopefully.
No, they won't.
I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. I think that there are people, you know how much they say, you guys are sheep. Bah, bah. There's people who will sit there and bah at you. What is it called? Neigh at you? Like what is it when a lamb or a sheep
is that bleating?
Bleats. Yes. When they bleat at you. There are people who literally do that, calling the people who wear masks to go into a grocery store or a hardware store or anything of that sort, sheep. And I think it's going to be very interesting that now that there are going to be people going, oh, wait, now Trump's saying to wear a mask? Maybe we're not sheep. Maybe we should be doing that. Maybe we're not sheep after all. Maybe they are not sheep after all. Or there's going to be people that are going to stick with it still because they're going to sit there and go, now Trump is sheep. You see what I'm saying? So I'm interested. What are you going to say, Tom?
Oh, I'm just laughing because the irony of what you said is all these people are sheep, but now Trump says it's okay, so I'm going to wear one.
Yep. Never mind.
That's some good irony.
So I take back what he is like. Oh, I take back calling you guys sheep. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
My sheep.
Yeah.
I guess we're all
I'm
sheep
just going to
together.
do whatever my shepherd, Donald Trump, says. Yes.
Yes. He said so his tweet the other day was, we are united in our effort to defeat the invisible China virus. And many people say that it's patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president. Official tweet. So it's like, but then then he's photographed multiple times now where he's gone to numerous other things where he's around other people and he's not wearing a mask. So yeah, but and he went on in the last like 20 or so hours, he's put up a whole bunch of different like retweets from Team Trump. Saying that the U.S. is performing 50 million tests. We have conducted nearly 3 times as many tests as all the other countries in the Western Hemisphere combined. The administration has 0 outstanding requests for equipment from the states, which I find that to be misleading, I guess. I don't, maybe because they just weren't taking the requests anymore, so then they can't count them. But from what all the states were saying in the last couple of weeks is that they've, requested multiple things and still get no response or they don't know where their equipment has gone to. Yeah, but we're saying, fatalities have fallen nationwide, and we are surging supplies, personnel, and therapeutics where they are needed. But everything I'm seeing in the stats is showing that fatalities are rising nationwide. I don't know. Look at my left hand and talk to my right.
Well, and what's interesting is that he says in the thing, because he was saying as well in this press conference, if you will, he said it looks like things are gonna get worse before they get any better. Verbatim. Now, this is such an interesting and confusing time, because as much as he says that, even a few days before that, he was arguing about the numbers and saying, we've had the best that we've ever had and all these things. And now he's saying, well, looks like things are going to get worse before they get any better. So I don't know. I don't know what to, personally, I don't know what to grasp of it, because I don't know if he's doing that for voting reasons, just trying to get back to looking good for a second, or if things are really, if ish is really hitting the fan and he's doing everything he can to save face in a way. What do you think, Tom?
Well, I think, it's where to even begin. Okay,
here we go.
Keep in mind, he stopped doing these daily COVID things after he told, and I forgot about this, after he said it might be a good idea for people to ingest bleach. I mean, I forgot entirely about that. That was in April. But that's kind of why he stopped doing it, is because he embarrassed himself on television by saying people should be ingesting bleach. So, he's back to this now. Obviously, he realizes that polling is not looking good for him in November. Battleground states are showing him losing by, close to double digits in most of them, if not more than double digits. This is all about polling. He doesn't, we know how he feels about it. His supporters know how he feels about coronavirus and masks and the shutdown. I mean, he's made that very clear. But, his coronavirus is not under control in this country at all. I mean, on a global stage, this is not a good look for America. We have countries that are shutting their doors to us because we've botched this response so poorly. At no point during this has Trump had any interest in leading. He's kicked everything down to the governors. He's done nothing at the federal level to make sure this gets under control. He's abdicated his leadership on this. And now he's trying to pretend like he knows what he's doing. And it's too late. I'm sorry. This has been going on since March? You can't just switch up your tone all of a sudden and say what all of us have been saying this whole time and be like, oh, hey, I'm on board now. It's like, no, we know what you feel. This is just some craven political play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just so, he didn't say, just so we are clear, he didn't say bleach. He didn't say for people to ingest bleach. He was just saying off to the side to the people going, maybe we can look into these things in regards to bleach or in regards to disinfectant inside the
Sure,
body.
if you want to
He
split
didn't-
hairs, he just suggested that maybe they should look into shooting people up with bleach. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna.
I mean,
it's
here it is.
stupid. It's the dumbest thing a president.
Yes,
that
and it
that
is-
we're excusing this.
Tom.
It just shows how low the bar has been dropped for the president.
Right, and I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I know that I've had quite a debate about this thing a few months back when he did when he said those things, for what it's worth, he shouldn't have said what he said. We don't need to go all the way back to what he said in regards to disinfectant, but he shouldn't have said what he said when he said it. I can understand that's a question or a conversation you could have had somewhere else, but just not on the podium, on the microphone, because that made him look really bad. That was a moment that was not so great. But
and
now,
you remember after that, we saw where there were people that were shooting themselves up with bleach
exactly,
afterwards and going to the hospital.
because he chose the wrong time to say what he said. Absolutely. Moving on from that, now it's just interesting that as much as he was saying before, everything's going to be fine. We got to get the country moving. We got to get the doors open. We got to get this life, this ball moving and everything. Now he is kind of retracting from that. And now he is sitting there going, wait, it looks like it's going to get worse before it gets any better. But then, I see that he's not really saying anything in regards to doing some sort of lockdown or doing anything in regards to saying, hey, we need to, maybe take a few steps backwards. He hasn't really said anything of that sort. He's still keeping the country running. He still wants to keep the country running. He's just basically saying, hey, people are going to get sick. It's going to be bad. People are going to get the Rona, whether they want it or not. So things are going to get worse before they get any better. And I think that's basically what he's trying to say in a way. Like, hey, I need to say this. I need to get in front of this because all these numbers are coming in. And, obviously that stuff was shown in that Fox, he was sitting there with Chris Wallace. And basically Chris Wallace was showing him otherwise, going, hey, look, see all this stuff right here? You know what I mean? So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few days, over the next week at least, and see if he sticks to what he was saying, or if he goes back to what he's been doing and saying this entire time before. It'll just be very interesting. Maybe he will swing back. I don't know. But inquiring minds would like to know. For sure. But, so I understand that there was another thing that he talked about, and he was talking in regards to Ghislaine Maxwell as well. Ghislaine Maxwell as well. And said something in regards to wishing her well. Tommy.
Yeah. Trump was asked about Ghislaine Maxwell. The longtime companion of Jeffrey Epstein, who is accused of procuring underage girls for him and grooming them. When asked about her at the press conference yesterday, Trump said, "I just wish her well, frankly." So that's our law and order president. He said, "I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach." So. Just for those keeping track, Trump has nicer things to say about Ghislaine Maxwell than Bubba Wallace. Just throwing that out there, our law and order president.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, he said, he said he believes Maxwell will. He was asked whether he believes Maxwell will turn on powerful men, including Prince Andrew, and he said, "I don't know. I really haven't been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach." And that's what you were saying there, Tom. And then he goes on to say, let's see, what was the other thing I saw? I saw that. Oh, wait, I missed that thing. Sorry, I'll come. Yeah, just wish her well, frankly. Sorry, I missed another quote I saw on here from him. I'm going to pull it up. I think it was on one of his tweets. So,
yeah.
Continue on.
Oh yeah, no, he, he said what he said. He said I've met her many times, and that he wishes her well. And it seems to be some of Trump's friends are kind of rallying around Ghislaine Maxwell as well. I'm seeing right now where Geraldo Rivera is #2 trending on Twitter because Geraldo Rivera just tweeted this. Geraldo said, when asked, real Donald Trump said he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. With media mob eager to see her lynched, it was brave to weigh in. Fact, cases versus her are for crimes allegedly committed more than 25 years ago. She deserved bail and got solitary confinement. Woke politics.
Oh, yeah.
So
Do you
that's
know
from
why
Geraldo. What's that?
You know why she got solitary confinement and why she doesn't get bail?
Right,
because she was wrapping her cell phone in tinfoil to avoid detection. And she is wealthy, and she has connections all over the world.
She's a flight risk like a mug. I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, of course, there's a lot of people out here that want to know the list of people that were on, that have done, crazy, just unmentionable, like, you can't even mention these things. I mean, the fact that she has a list, like a Rolodex of people that were on that island doing crazy things, unthinkable things. Hell yeah. She's in solitary confinement because, one, we don't want her to suddenly kill herself, and two, we need to know this information. I mean, there's people out there that either run our country or are in our, that help run our country. I'm sorry. I'm not throwing Trump in this mix. I'm just saying, there are people that run our country that are that are huge iconic figures in our world that are on this list. They need to be exposed. As they keep on saying, as Trump says, drain the swamp, right? She could very well drain the swamp with this. You know what I'm saying? We need to protect her,
Here's my question. Trump is out there saying, I wish her well. Obviously, Trump has a history of pardoning or commuting the sentences of friends of his that he feels have been unjustly prosecuted. He seems to be taking kind of a nice conciliatory tone towards Ghislaine Maxwell. Is this, and this is me putting my conspiracy theory hat on, is this him trying to throw the idea out to Ghislaine Maxwell that if she doesn't implicate Donald Trump and stuff he might have done with Epstein, that she might get a pardon or a commutation? Mm-hmm. Because there is video of Trump out there dancing around with girls with Jeffrey Epstein. There's pictures of him and Melania hanging out with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Obviously, they were somewhat close. So if he's saying these nice things to Ghislaine Maxwell, is that kind of a wink and a nod like, hey, don't implicate me in this stuff. Keep all our private business private. And if I get a second term, I'll pardon or commute your sentence.
That's not too far of a stretch.
It's not. Yeah, it is not it's not too far of a stretch, and it's not a bad theory. But I will say this though. Okay. Hey, I'm playing devil's advocate here, so don't get angry at me, guys. But here it is. What if? Okay, so here it is. He knows her. Obviously, they've partied together. They've hung out, had a good time, so on and so forth. But here's the thing with Jeffrey Epstein and all that. Now, I could sit here all day and say, go and have a good time on an island, unbeknownst to me, knowing that, say, these women that you think are of age, you might not know that they are of age or not. You might just be hanging out, having a good time with your friend. Things could be happening in plain sight right in front of you without you even knowing. I'm just going to throw that as a devil's advocate. I am not defending Trump. I'm not defending Ghislaine or Jeff in this situation. But the other thing is that there's a lot of people that are out there that will sit there and go, oh my gosh, I didn't know one of my closest friends was a serial rapist. I didn't know one of my close friends was, was doing these lewd acts with people. I didn't know he was a serial killer. I didn't even know. And that was my friend. You see what I'm saying? So just saying out loud, and we've said this before, just because he took a picture or has pictures of him on the island or standing next to her or standing next to him, and they might be friends and all that, does not automatically mean that he is the one of the people standing there with the gun in his hand covered in blood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just playing devil's advocate here and throwing that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just saying.
I would go back on that saying Trump has 25 allegations against him for sexual harassment, sexual assault, and rape. There have been, people that were part of the Miss Teen USA contest that were 15 years old back in the dressing room at Miss Teen USA that claimed that Trump went back in there while they were in various stages of undress. And that was apparently just something he did. He liked to go hang out in the 15-year-old girl's dressing room before the show. I don't think it's very much.
You own it. You can do things like that.
Right. I mean, he's bragged about sexually assaulting women on video, on that audio tape with what was it, Billy Bush or whoever the heck that was.
Yeah,
but,
Billy Bush.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a guy that has like more than 24 allegations of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and in some cases rape against him. And there have been instances where people have said, yeah, he liked to go check out the dressing room for the Miss Teen USA. So is it really that far of a stretch to think, oh yeah, he was hanging out with Epstein, but he didn't know the girls were underage? Come on, he knew.
Okay, fair enough. Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I just pulled up a couple of things reading from the pageant stuff. 1997. I remember putting on my address really quick because I was like, oh my God, there's a man in here. Three other teenage contestants from the same year confirmed the story. He just came strolling right in. There was no second to put on a robe on or any sort of clothing or anything. Some girls were topless, other girls were naked. Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked changing into our bikinis. To have the owner waltzing in when you're naked or half naked in a very physically vulnerable position, to have them pressure the people that worked for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him, talk to him, get his attention. And he goes, I'll go backstage before a show and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. No men are anywhere. It's like,
yeah, I mean, and there's been videos where he's saying like, there's that one girl that was at one of his properties that, was like 11 or 12 or 13 or something like that. He's like, in a few years I could be dating her or something like that. It's like, who talks about children that way?
He goes, no men are anywhere. I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes, and you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that. That's from his words, of his mouth.
Yeah.
I get to go look at naked teenagers.
Yeah.
And I get away with it.
Yeah. He's a creep. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. And BuzzFeed mentioned Ivanka talking about that. And he goes, yeah, he does that.
Yeah, I saw that quote.
Yeah. Shrugs it off.
Interesting.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff you could say about relationship between Donald Trump and Ivanka that raises some flags, but yeah.
Facts. That is very true as well. Well, we will definitely we'll just have to see how that all things transpire from that moment on. 2020. Speaking of 2020. There's some other things that we got to jump into. We got to talk about this too. There has been a few new things in regards to the Mr. Ye, Yeezy, Kanye West. He has still been going on his tweet rampage. Real quick, I understand that Dave Chappelle actually jumped onto a plane and flew out to Wyoming to go visit and check in on Kanye West, which is some very interesting information as well. I think that well, I'm gonna say my piece here in a second, and I know that we got some other tweets that were, I guess he tweeted a few things and then he deleted them quickly. I think Tom has the tweets, right? Is it you that have the tweets? Okay.
I mean, Kanye took to Twitter again last night and, had a few more tweets. Some of them I think have been deleted since. The one that seemed to catch everybody's attention was this one where Kanye tweeted out, they tried to fly in with 2 doctors to 5150 me. They meaning Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian. I've been trying to get divorced since Kim met with Meek at the Waldorf for prison reform. I got 200 more to go. This is my lady tweet of the night. Kris Jong-un, Lil Baby, my favorite rapper, but won't do a song with me. So he's talking about, he tweeted out that he's been trying to get divorced from Kim since she met with Meek at the Waldorf for prison reform. He deleted that tweet, but I don't know. It's Kanye. I don't know what else to say.
I know. No. I'm sorry. I'm busy just laughing at the situation, not trying to be a jerk. It's just that it is just turned into a circus, to be really honest. This whole situation. Now, I'll sit here and say this though. Could that just be him having an issue, like his mental issues, just talking? By him sitting there going, hey, I've been trying to divorce her for 2 years. I mean, you never know. Maybe that's just him talking. Maybe that's his mental illness kicking in.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I don't know. It seems like a bad situation. This seems like their relationship has turned pretty toxic recently.
At least quickly. Like and it probably is all because he said, I'm running for president. And she's like, why did you do that now? That's probably what I think. Or that's probably what she thought. You know what I mean? Of like, why are you doing that now?
Be more that he, aired their private laundry in front of everybody talking about how they discussed aborting their child. That'll sour a relationship real quick.
That too, but I'll say that it started with, I'm running for president. It all started there. It all rooted from there. Unless there's something else that happened 2 years ago that they just have not found peace in. But at the same time, it started with that. I guarantee you. And then yeah, he did that campaign rally. And then of course, that campaign rally, he said things he shouldn't have said. Absolutely. But I think she right off the bat, I would assume she said, no. Why? It's too late to try, babe. It's too late to try to run. And he's like, man, I'm going to let you finish. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do it. I don't care what you think. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Because I'm Ye and I do dope things.
I'll tell you this, though. I mean, this is all very sad and concerning.
Yeah.
And it does. I mean, it looks like their marriage is souring. And I hate to say it, but if they get divorced, he is not helping the custody battle for him at all.
Not at all.
He might be every other weekend with supervised visits. I mean, he's really hurting his chances if this marriage fails for him to have anything close to equal custody. I mean, he's really screwing up his life. And it's very sad to see.
Yeah. It's interesting because what I find very interesting in regards to this, surrounding this situation is, quick little story. So I watched one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. One. Why? Because Kanye was in it. Okay. So there's this one episode that I saw, where Kanye was with her and she was putting on this crazy, like, you know how she is, like she wears really revealing clothing, like when she's doing red carpet stuff. You know, she's put a lot of time and effort into her body and her look and all that. So of course she's out there, she's going to stun, she's a stunner. So she's going to go out there and stun people and everything. And so she's getting ready and she's like, man, I haven't eaten in like 2 days, just so I can fit into this crazy, physically revealing outfit. Like it was very revealing. I forgot what it looked like, but it definitely, like, you seriously, I mean, you knew exactly. It was almost as if you knew what she looked like naked. But it was a stunning outfit, like a stunning look, incredible. And she killed it. But as she's getting ready, Kanye comes in and starts seeing her wearing her thing. And you could tell he doesn't want to be on camera, so he's off in the corner type of thing, that kind of thing. Anyway, he says something along the lines of, "I'm not cool with you wearing this. Like, we are godly people. We are here, praising Jesus and praising God. We are not here to be wearing this kind of stuff. God would not be cool with you wearing this kind of stuff." And you could tell, like, there was a little bit of she's like, that I've been telling you about this, and I've been preparing for this outfit and getting ready for this thing for the longest time. And now you're telling me you're not cool with it. It doesn't make any sense. And you could tell that there is tension right off the bat. And he storms off, and then she just sits there like, what the heck, And he's with her on the red carpet through the whole thing. And, he's just dressed as Kanye usually dresses. But you could tell that there's tension in regards to that. Like, he's gonna try to control her in some sort of way, and she's gonna try to control him in some sort of way. But you can't stop Kim Kardashian from being Kim Kardashian. Does that make any sense? And you can't go, "Hey, I'm cool with this look," and then right when she's about to wear it on the red carpet, like literally like hours before she's supposed to be rocking that thing on the red carpet, for him to be like, "Nah, man, I ain't cool with that." This God, this God stuff. This is not, God wouldn't want you wearing this stuff. What are you talking about? What? We talked about this months ago. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of, I feel like that's the kind of tension that they have a lot, that there's ego, and then there's, obviously there's love involved. Of course, they wouldn't have that many children if they didn't love each other, but there is that ego and success and giving the people what they want, to, pushing a brand and keeping a brand out there. So I don't know. It's very strange, and just seeing that little bit was just like a small hint, I feel, into what their life really is like, and dealing with Kanye with his mental issues. What were you going to say, Tom?
I mean, if he didn't want his wife going out and dressing provocatively, he should not have married Kim Kardashian.
Facts.
That's her whole brand.
Facts.
I mean, what's he thinking?
Exactly.
I mean, I guess he thought he could change her. I guess, I guess he thought he could, make a, using air quotes here, make a lady out of her. But it's Kim Kardashian.
Right.
She's a sex symbol. She's going to dress provocatively.
Right.
You're not going to change that.
Right. We got a phone call. Let's get this. Hey, you are on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I am calling from St. Louis, Missouri, Veronica Park to be specific, within the city. And I wanted to discuss this, what he's talking about with the COVID-19 and the schools going back, and Betsy DeVos and the whole Megillah.
Yeah.
That's a yet a word.
All right. Speak on it, brother.
Her story. Thank you very much, sir. I'll hold.
Oh, no, you're on.
Time.
Oh, you're no. You're on right now. You're on live.
I'm on right now. I didn't hear the thing. Yes, good morning, Pascal. First, I mean, you could get where my prejudices are real quick. Betsy DeVos is a GD, and I don't mean Grateful Dead, idiot. When she was being confirmed in the Senate, Senator Al Franken, remember that fellow?
Yep.
He asked her a question that any first-year teaching student should have known, and she looked stupefied. She has no credentials other than she's a billionaire supporter of President Trump. And she's extremely doctrinaire. And I should be in charge of the nation. You should be in charge. Anyone off the street should be in charge of the nation's schools before she. But she is the one who's there, and she's going to be there till January. Hoping, it doesn't continue after January. This thing has been mishandled since day one. It's been mishandled from day one. And there was a time when if you criticized this president, it was like, well, he's not responsible for this virus any more than the Chinese. But there's no leadership there. And now the school's about to open up. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And so, but I would suggest having some people who are knowledgeable on next time you discuss this. And I think you need someone from 420, the teachers union. They represent the teachers in the city of St. Louis. And that's my comment, but it's real interesting. Some of the biggest people yelling about this. You want to talk about privilege and being fortunate enough. Their kids aren't going to certain schools. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something today that the people who are affluent and could do it, their families are different areas are banding together and with little groups of their students. They'll have a child care and an instructor. Maybe no more than half a dozen students. Now I don't know about they're going to be wearing masks or not, but yeah, people who can afford to have I guess God bless them. God bless. But no, with Betsy DeVos, once again, she is someone who should not be anywhere near power other than a light switch. Everyone involved in this administration, Pompeo, the Secretary of State. I don't care if he was first in his class at West Point. He was a Tea Party person when he ran for Congress. They all represent failed policies, failed monetary policies, failed economic policies, and this is the perfect S storm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. So we shouldn't be surprised that things are a mess right now with, what are we going to do about school? What are we going to do about school? And lastly, these people that are ragging on Sam Page with the youth sports. It's really interesting. One of the big names is Dan Buck, who's got a promotion out there in the old failed mall.
Yeah.
And now he's with Mark Reardon, right of center at that big station in town. And as far as I'm concerned, he's extremely right at station. He does commercials for something called Newsmax. Here's my point, maybe why I got a chip on my shoulders. Nobody that far left has a job in this town in the media.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say. Thank you very much, Pascal.
Thank you so much.
And good luck to you.
Thank you, brother.
And be safe. Have a good lunch. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good lunch. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Now, he did bring up something very interesting, in regards to sports, especially, high school sports. There's a lot of high school sports. I mean, just sports in general, just schools and sports. And there's a lot of kids that are going to be doing, which is very interesting. They said that they're not going to have students or athletes, teams play against other teams. The teams are going to play against themselves. So there's a lot of people that are very upset about this. Totally understand. Think about it. You got a kid, senior in high school, best pitcher, How is he going to be able to maintain his stats? How is he supposed to be able to maintain what he's trying to maintain so that he can go to a decent college or get that college scholarship if he can't perform, if he can't play in front of against other players, other teams from all over the city? You see what I'm saying? If you're only playing against yourself, then it's just practice, man. We're talking about practice, y'all. Practice, not a game. Practice. So, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that, as well. I know I know that caller called in and kind of gave us a little bit of a curveball. Huh? See what I did there?
Oh, yes.
Sports. Sports. Tom was a little late, but he was there. He's with us. But at the same time, that is a very good question and a very good topic, or that we can quickly talk over. It's unfortunate because if you really think about it, at the end of it all, if students are going to be doing virtual, because there's certain schools here that have already done it. Hazelwood West has already said that they're going to be doing virtual school classrooms. No kids are coming into Hazelwood West, and that's in St. Louis. That's in our city. If they're not going to be doing that, then how can kids go and play football? How can kids go and get the baseball going? How can any kids do any type of sports? What if that kid was really banking on that wrestling scholarship, or that you see what I'm saying? There's so many things, so many factors that you have to think about when it comes to these student athletes out there that are really banking on future scholarships, and they might not be able to show their skills properly to be recruited and to get the scholarships that they need. So there's a lot of parents that are very upset about it. Also, even the parents can't even be in attendance, apparently, for their own kids' games. I mean, it's weird. It's weird.
That's what happens when you're trying to force things to go back when they shouldn't be going back. Not ready for it yet.
True, but you also got to remember, let's put this into consideration. There are kids who are hopefuls, that want to go pro, that want to go get scholarships to go to that great Ivy League school in the sky. You know what I'm saying? That full ride scholarship because they got the magic, that $1 million arm or that $1 billion arm. And they can't go and play. They can't even go play now.
Right. I mean, where are they going to go play, though? I mean, no sports are happening. That's the thing. Everyone's acting like they're going to be left behind. If everybody is in the same position, everyone's shut down, then no one's missing out. But when you do half schools open in some places and half the sports are open in other places, then that creates confusion and creates a situation where this is going to happen. But if the entire country is on the same page, then all of our students would be on the same level. And all these sports teams and sports hopefuls would be in the same level too. And they wouldn't have to worry about missing out because everyone would be on the same level. But everything's separated. So, who knows how it's going to end up. And sports are different. Sports are going to be different from here until we have a vaccine, until everyone can be back in the stands and being around each other. I mean, They just said that there's 58 people that are in the NFL that just got diagnosed again with COVID, and they think that there's hundreds more.
Yeah, NFL's
just because you're playing against the same team doesn't mean that you're not still playing against other people and being near them.
Yeah,
what does it matter if you're playing against a neighboring team or you're against your neighbor?
Yeah. I mean, here it is, though. Even so, NFL is even canceling their preseason right now because they want to make sure that, they're obviously because the onslaught of the COVID cases that keep on popping up, and yes, there are high school students, like just recently in St. Louis, there was a huge COVID spike. A whole bunch of students got sick because a whole bunch of high school seniors who were graduating got sick and contracted the virus while at their graduation, and another big spike happened from a prom that they did, and the graduation was outdoors, and they were practicing social distancing.
Yeah, obviously somebody wasn't.
Say that again, Tom. What did you say?
Obviously somebody wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously somebody. Tom, what were you saying?
Yeah, it's a tough one for me. I don't know. Just on a private note, like my nephew is, he's getting to be, he's like 13 or so. He's starting to catch some attention because he's pretty good at hockey. So, he's getting looked at by high schools and select teams and stuff like that already. And, I want him to have this year so he can go out and, show off a bit and, maybe get on a better team, maybe find a nice high school he can go to, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, I worry about him. He's my nephew. He's my godson. I don't want him to get sick. I don't want him to get my sister sick, but I want him to be able to go out and do his thing. And, he's sprouting like a weed. He's tearing it up. He's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And so I want him to have this season so he can stand out and he can show off and move ahead, because hockey's very important to him. But it's hard for me. I want him to do that, and I want to see him play. I want to see him dominate. I think this is the first year they're allowed to start checking and stuff. But at the same time, he's my nephew. He's my godson. I don't want him to get sick. The chances are he might have already had COVID, because he did have a pretty bad illness around February. And I think one of his hockey coaches is a pilot that flies in between China and the United States. But,
that's I mean, but that's a strong theory, the process of elimination type of thing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of athletes that are hopeful to, use their skills to be able to go to better schools or to go to a good college, or, those kids that are just, killing it so that they can get into a good high school, so on and so forth. I mean, that's the thing that sucks about it all. And then even so, like, shoot, forget all that. We can even click and drag that whole concern over onto musicians, theater, any of those things, like you can't go and be in can't do shows and practice and work on your craft as an actor or as a, singer or something like that. If everything's shut down, if you can't do those activities, those things are you're still in close proximity with people, and depending on the role that you're playing in a musical, you're still dancing with people, there's still things you got to do. So, you could take that whole thing and put it right over to that thing as well. And so for those people who want to, that aspire to be something great from the arts or from athletics, it almost seems like they're going to be hitting quite a hard stop. It's going to hit really hard. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I'm trying to live a regular life when things aren't regular. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's frustrating. I just wish we, obviously hindsight's 20/20, but I wish we could have handled this better from the start. Then maybe we wouldn't have to be worrying about sending kids back to school and back to sports and all that kind of stuff. Had we taken this seriously from the get-go, maybe we wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, I keep saying it. That should be a T-shirt, for crying out loud. What I'm about to say, there's no right answer. You know what I mean? There is no right answer to this situation. I know that, baseball is going to get started up again. Major League Baseball is getting started up again this week, if I'm correct. And I guess we're going to see how they are going to be implementing everything there. But still players are getting the COVID, still getting the Rona. And I know that there's still that part of like, hey man, I mean, if it happens, it happens. We're just going to have to deal with it type of deal. But of course, if we can try not to have it happen, that'd be great too, But anyway, it is time to get going, guys. Thank you for the call. Thank you for calling in and being a part of the discussion today. Man, we're going to get through this together, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get through this together bit by bit, Tommy, Jack, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
For sure.
Like that shirt too.
Oh,
you got 2 days in a row getting good shirts going.
Yeah, man. It's the goals, man. Goals. You know what I'm saying? A little throwback shirt. Why not? But anyway, thanks for liking the shirt. Anyway, if you haven't done it yet, speaking of liking, hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button. And of course, please go follow me on my Instagram page, The Pascal Show, one word. Please go follow me there. I post a lot of stuff over there, a lot of stories and stuff like that, behind the scenes stuff and everything. yeah, I got something that's going to be I'm going to be putting out on the show tomorrow morning that I'm very excited about. So be on the lookout for it. It's going to be fun. You know, getting back to doing some fun stuff. And I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, so be on the lookout for that as well, just to kind of hang out, chop it up with you guys, and maybe, I don't know, whatever. Hopefully no one burns the place down with a air fryer this time. Anyway, it's time to get going. Love you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Peace.
Hey, take off. Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Power, respect. The festival's crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their circles. Their loves are unique. All of us under surveillance. There was a feeling that made it. Half of them stumbling around and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.